So Apple would be, Apple would be part of an oligopoly. So Apple, Samsung, Nokia. Actually, in that case, they'd be more of a monopolistic competition because they're all under monopolistic competition because they don't have a lot of differentiation. They are all touchscreen phones. And they mostly compete based on brand and advertising. Yeah. So good try on that one. Then Raji Kumar, tech companies, banking institutions, exactly. So yeah, they would fit the oligopoly standard, like the banking industry in Canada, BMO, TD, RBC, CIBC, Bank of Nova Scotia, they would be an oligopoly. And then Facebook, Twitter, they are an oligopoly for social media. So yeah, great examples, everybody. Great job. And then monopoly, one company, the product is unique, no close substitutes, they have a considerable control over price, there's no entry. The non-price competition is through mostly public relation advertising. Examples include local utilities. Can you think of any examples in your experience?
Oh, can you pass me a post-it? Can you pass me a post-it? No.
Yeah. This providers, water providers. Yeah, that's correct. That's great. So Hydro One owns 97% of the power infrastructure in Ontario. Therefore, they are basically a monopoly. Yeah, trade industry, that's good. That's good. Government runs public transit, so that's a good point. And they do that because if it was run by private industry, it would not be produced as much as it should be. So it would be produced less because it would be too expensive if it was privately produced. If it's government produced, the government can make it cheap for people because the government isn't focused on making profits. So that's why that there are public transits run by public companies. Yeah. So that's great examples, everybody. That's great. So conditions required for perfectly competitive markets include very large numbers. So each firm has a minuscule part of the entire market, standardized product, identical and thus are perfect substitutes, price takers so small they have no influence on the market price, easy entry and exit, no obstacles to entry or to exit the industry. So perfectly elastic demand, firm produces as much or little as they want at the market price. So firm cannot obtain a higher price by lowering its output. Firm does not need to lower its price to sell more output. Individual firms' demand curves as to horizontal line, market demand graphs is downward sloping. So these are the equations. So average revenue is price, is the same thing. Total revenue divided by quantity. Total revenue is price times quantity. And then margin revenue is change in total revenue divided by change in quantity. So here, the marginal revenue is the change in total revenue. It's constant. That's why we have a flat line like this. And then a company in the perfectly competitive market is a price taker, so it can't change its price to maximize profit. So they can only maximize its profit through adjusting output. So they can do that. So in this case, the profit is maximized when right here. So the profit is maximized when we're here. So this is where we have the biggest difference between total revenue and total cost. So yeah, this is how they graph it here. So if you're an accountant at a business, you want to make sure that you're producing here. Yeah. So you could track the results of your company and figure out when it produces there, and then ensure that they produce at 9. So we want the company to produce 9 units because this is where we maximize profits. Therefore, as an accountant, you can show the business that profit maximizes here. So to maximize profit, marginal revenue must equal marginal cost. However, in perfect competition, the result is price equal to marginal cost. So in this case, I'll show you. So the marginal cost and marginal revenue right here, they're almost the same. They're just they're basically equal, just one apart, but this is the closest we'll get. So marginal cost is 130, marginal revenue is 131, so profit is maximized. So in this case, marginal cost equals 130, marginal revenue equals 131, profit equals plus 299. Therefore, marginal cost basically equals marginal revenue. And profit is maximized. So in this case, you can go into business and figure out when marginal revenue equals marginal cost and tell the company to produce there because they will maximize profits. And marginal revenue is calculated as change in total revenue from one output from each unit. And then marginal cost equals change in total cost from each unit. So you can do that as an accountant, just to help a business out that way. So this is where you maximize profits. So marginal revenue equals marginal cost here. Output is 9. This is where you maximize economic profit. And you calculate economic profit by doing 131 minus 100 times 9 minus 0. So you take the price minus price times quantity. So in this case, yeah. So price 2 minus price 1